Joining me now is Michael Marin. He is president and CEO of Holy Name Medical Center in Teaneck, New Jersey. I understand that you are among the first vaccine recipients. Is that true? And if so, how did that happen?
Well, it's supposed to be true. We haven't actually received the vaccine yet. So New Jersey as a whole is slated to get 130,000 doses in this first tranche. The state will then decide how that gets allocated. So we're optimistic. We've done a lot to be in the front lines already, and we're prepared for it. But we actually haven't received it yet, so I can't say with certainty that we will be first or how much vaccine we're actually going to receive.
I'd like to ask you about the cost of these vaccines because, a colleague the other day told me that hospitals actually were telling their workers they couldn't administer the vaccine because they couldn't afford it. I mean, hospitals have been under huge financial pressure this year. They've had to delay, discretionary treatments. COVID, of course, has piled up tons and tons of costs that they haven't been able to deal with. I don't know if that's an idiosyncratic case, or how is it that you understand these vaccines will be paid for, and how much are you as a hospital going to have to pay for them?
So right now, our understanding, the cost of the drug itself and the kits that come with the drug, which are the PPE and the syringes, are all going to be provided by the government, right? So it's no direct cost to us. We're not going to bill for it. We're going to start vaccinating people. The hospitals themselves actually already have the infrastructure. New Jersey is already prepared. They have a vaccine registry. And so we're in a much better shape than many other states in terms of having personnel who are trained, saying we're going to use pharmacists, we're going to use medical assistants, we're going to use nurses where we can. The big chunk of our critical care nursing staff are already involved with the uptick in cases that we've been seeing. But we don't need them to actually administer the vaccine. And so we have enough resources. And I think it's best that rather than duplicating effort, that we tap into the existing provider infrastructure that exists. And if we do that efficiently and effectively, it's not going to cost that much to actually administer. And they're all willing, and everybody's very anxious. They see the vaccine as being extremely helpful in getting us through this recent uptick. And so I think you're going to find great enthusiasm on the healthcare providers' willingness to put in a little extra to make sure it happens.
So once the hospital workers, the frontline workers themselves receive these vaccinations, is the hospital system still going to be involved in distributing the COVID vaccine to everybody else in the future?
I would hope so, because you don't want to just give the vaccine and then have somebody unobserved for a period of time. You want to know who you gave it to. You want to track them, see any long-term ramifications or side effects that occur. So I think it's very important that the hospitals be front and center. And I think even in the hospitals, very careful. So here, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the high-risk areas and the high-risk people in those areas. So I will not be one of the first ones personally receiving the vaccine. One, because I've already had the virus, or I have the antibodies. Two, I'm not in a high-risk area, right? I get to be in the administrative offices. But our ER staff, our ICU staff, critical care staff, those in the front lines, and those who then on those front lines who have those comorbid conditions, who might be hypertensive, might have have a weight issue, they're the ones who should get it first.
So as you say, you hope that hospitals play a prominent role in vaccinating the rest of the population so they can keep them under observation, that kind of thing, maybe just keep track of everything. I mean, my understanding, after reading about it in the Wall Street Journal over the weekend, is that grocery stores could even play a role in distributing this vaccine. Certainly pharmacies, the likes of the retail drugstores, and they're arguing that they have the capacity and the space in their shop aisles to keep everybody well apart and to be able to administer it to a big part of the population all at one time. Do you think that's ill-advised?
I wouldn't call it ill-advised. It is not ideal. And so we're weighing two resources. So getting the injection in everybody's arm, they absolutely can be beneficial. But they're not going to be the ones tracking that individual over a period of 30, 60, 90, 180 days to make sure that there are no side effects and that the people are tolerating the vaccine well. So I think no matter what, if you go there because it's faster and it's easier, that's fine. Convenience is a big factor. But you should absolutely follow up with your primary care physician. Let them know that you've had the vaccine. Let them know the minute if you do experience side effects or what they are. That's how we're going to learn. We have to remember this is a new vaccine, new science in how a vaccine is developed. And the studies are very promising and very robust, and everybody has a high degree of confidence that they're going to be successful. but we're still pretty low on the learning curve. And so we should be prudent about how we go about following the individuals who get the vaccine.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.